Hello and welcome back to That's Entertainment, our weekly show where we look at all the interesting entertainment news from last week, this week. Last week we were involved with the future of film. On Thursday and Friday we shot a series of panel discussions based around what the future of the movie industry looks like. We were looking particularly at the future for cinemas, but also what movie marketing will consist of. I suggest that you tune into that. We'll be releasing one of the panels ourselves independently later this week. And it should be very interesting in terms of the information that we'll be sharing from that. It's basically a continuation of what we did at Cannes. And if you're tuned in for that, there'll be the latest bout of research that we got involved with. So we wanted to do a bit more of an in-depth special this week and really focus in on the big news, which was Wonder Woman 1984, where Warner had some huge announcements. So the first bit of news is that the film will be debuting on the 16th of December. And then shortly after that, Warner will be releasing the film on the 25th of December to HBO Max at no extra cost for subscribers. For cinemas worldwide, this is a great bit of news. Essentially, Christmas has come early. The film will be releasing 9 days earlier than previously announced, at a time when there are no other major studio titles showing. And it's also very interesting that, as we've seen from the research that we've looked into, the overseas theatrical market has now accounted for almost 3/4 of the 2019 box office. So it's encouraging to see that Hollywood is acknowledging the importance of this international rollout. No doubt the film will do extremely well in the territories that have fully opened up, like China and Japan. As of yet, we don't know which cinemas will be able to host the film because most of Europe is still currently under lockdown. But there is a hope that things will be back to normal by the December the 16th, and cinemas will be able to take advantage of this very important release. A patchwork of cinemas are open over in the US, so we're still unsure how many of those will be playing the film later next month. But the Independent Cinema Alliance said that the film's pandemic model, which does not reflect a long-term formal shift in the studio's distribution strategies, will ensure that moviegoers across North America will see Wonder Woman in theaters and help save the day for our cinemas over the Christmas period. Adam Aron, CEO of AMC, has issued a statement that he's fully on board with the release strategy. AMC, as some of you may not be aware, operates many cinemas outside of the US. They desperately need a blockbuster in order to drive audiences back to cinemas. AMC owns Odeon in the UK, for instance, also SFBO, which is the largest Swedish chain. And the studio is rumored to be offering extremely good terms to the cinemas that are willing to play the film. It's also worth noting that Warner Brothers released Tenet, which showed support for the exhibitors earlier this year. And so it makes studio will be showing the two biggest releases that have gone out during the pandemic. What's also very important about this release is Warner Brothers' decision to release the film on HBO Max. The first film grossed over $820 million at the global box office, and this sequel it was originally expected to do even better. What the decision shows, according to a media analyst, Rich Greenfield, who told Variety, they're going to make less money for the greater good of building HBO Max. This is putting the long-term future of the company ahead of profits. There's no doubt that the decision will bring new subscribers to the streaming service, many of whom will find it very easy to access. As Greenfield pointed out, that 70% of HBO's existing customers already have access to HBO Max for no extra charge, but they have not yet signed up to use it. Warner Brothers will be making the film available for 30 days only, after which it will be released as a premium VOD title on other platforms, as did Disney with the US release of Mulan. So what are the consequences of this decision from Warner Brothers to go direct to HBO Max after an initial limited theatrical screening worldwide? Well, the first big thing that we have to talk about here is obviously piracy will be spiking around this title. As high-quality versions of this film are available, pirateers will be downloading this content and making it available on the worldwide Pirate Bay type networks. And this may have an impact on the number of people that end up going to the cinema as a result of having easier access to a good quality copy of this content once it's available. Another important impact is that the decision on theatrical windows is now being led by the market. And I don't think there's any resistance that the major chains can really put up. This acceptance of Wonder Woman as the bait that will hopefully launch consumers back into theatres is really an acceptance of Universal's recent implementation of the 17 to 31 day window in US and Canada. And this makes us believe that the days of the 30 to 90 day window are long gone. This move is also setting an important precedent because as the rumor mill got going, it's believed that Disney will be debuting a number of their upcoming live action family films on Disney Plus rather than in cinemas. And these films include Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Cruella. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with the other studios that have direct access to consumers through streaming platforms, for instance, Comcast and Universal, how they then start to treat their titles early next year. And we could actually really be seeing a push towards the simultaneous release, which therefore makes it very, very important that the cinemas now begin to really focus on the experience of their service and the communication and management of their audiences and the use of that audience data. Because if this does turn into a major push, one of the things that may happen is that the distributors start to move more of their budget online, targeting their own platforms rather than driving users towards the cinemas. And this is a very, very important point and something that we have been pushing very hard at Groovy, that cinemas really, really have to start understanding online advertising and online audiences and really pushing out their foyers into the digital realm. So just wrapping up with some important questions that I'll just read out now. Question 1. Will the growth in multiple subscription streaming services benefit both the customer and the operator? Question 2. Will cinemas and the big screen experience still be a viable commercial proposition in 2021 and beyond? And my third question, where will the rental PVOD offering fit into the new movie viewing landscape? That's it for this week. We hope you found the focus on Wonder Woman an interesting case study. I think it's something that's really going to drive the changes that we're going to see invariably as we move to the new normal after the pandemic. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe in the comment section below on LinkedIn and YouTube. Have a great day.